If they told you he would become a legend, you would have laughed. Because the night before the war he was shaking. Not from fear of death, but from fear of being ordinary. This is the story of the war that did not just test a man, it forged a legend. And the truth is, every legend is born in a battlefield nobody wants to enter. He was not the strongest. He was not the fastest. He was not the most talented. He was overlooked, ignored, underrated. While others were praised, he was preparing. While others were comfortable, he was questioning himself. While others were celebrating, he was building something inside that nobody could see. The war did not begin with explosions. It began with pressure. Deadlines that felt impossible. Expectations that felt unfair. Criticism that cut deep. Failure that refused to go away. Every morning felt like stepping into combat. Night felt like surviving another round. People see the medals. They never see the scars. The first battle was doubt. The voice that whispers, "You are not ready. You are not enough. You should quit." That voice was loud. Louder than the critics, louder than the enemies, louder than the crowd. But he made a decision. He would not silence the voice. He would outwork it. So while doubt talked, he trained. While fear imagined defeat, he prepared for victory. The second battle was rejection. Doors closed, opportunities disappeared, trust was questioned. Each rejection felt like a bullet. Each failure felt like a wound. But here's what changed everything. He stopped asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and started asking, "What is this teaching me?" That shift, that single shift, turned pain into training. Intensified. Friends turned into competitors. Competitors turned into critics. Critics turned into obstacles. There were nights he wanted to quit. Moments he questioned everything. Seconds where surrender felt peaceful. But peace built on surrender is temporary. Greatness built on resilience is permanent. He chose resilience, not once, but every single day. The battlefield was not always physical. Most of the time it was mental. It was waking up when motivation was gone. It was showing up when nobody clapped. It was giving your best when nobody believed. That is the war that forges legends. Because talent might win a round, but discipline wins the war. At his lowest point he realized something powerful. The war was not against them. It was against the weaker version of himself. The lazy version. The fearful version. The version that wanted comfort more than greatness. Every challenge exposed a weakness. And every weakness became a target. He trained harder. Focused longer. Spoke less. Worked more. He stopped chasing validation. And started chasing growth. He stopped competing with others. And started competing with yesterday. The turning point came when everything collapsed. The big opportunity fell apart. The support system disappeared. The results were invisible. It felt like losing. But losing is only permanent when you stop fighting. Instead of quitting, he doubled down, while others rested. He refined, while others blamed. He adapted, while others complained. He executed. That is when the legend began to form. Not when he won, but when he refused to lose. The war demanded sacrifice, sleep, comfort, approval, excuses. He gave them all up, because he understood. Something most people never do. You cannot become extraordinary while protecting ordinary habits. The battlefield hardened him. Pressure became fuel. Criticism became information. Failure became feedback. He no longer feared the war. He respected it. Because the war was shaping him into someone unbreakable. When victory finally came, it was not loud. There were no fireworks. No instant applause. No dramatic music. Just quiet confidence. The kind that says, "I earned this." People called him lucky. They said it happened overnight. They never saw the nights of isolation, the nights of doubt, the nights of discipline. The war did not just give him victory, it gave him identity. He was no longer trying to prove himself, he was proving what was possible. And here is the truth. The war you are avoiding is the one that will define you. Difficulty you fear is the one that will develop you. The pressure you resent is the one that will refine you. Legends are not born in comfort. They are carved in conflict, forged in frustration, built in battles that most people run from. You do not need a public war. Your war might be private. Fighting addiction, fighting insecurity, fighting financial struggle, fighting self-doubt. It does not matter what the battlefield looks like. What matters is how you fight. Do you retreat when it hurts? Or do you rise? Do you complain when it is unfair? Or do you adapt when it is slow? Or do you stay consistent? Because consistency under pressure is power. The man who walked into that war unsure walked out unstoppable. Not because he avoided pain, but because he embraced it. Not because he was fearless, but because he acted despite. Not because he was chosen, but because he chose himself. That is how legends are forged. Not in the spotlight, but in the storm. So when your war begins, and it will, do not ask why. Ask who you are becoming. Because one day, people will see your success. They will see your strength, your confidence, your results, and they will call you a legend. But you will know the truth. It was the war, the brutal, relentless, unforgiving war that forged you. And when the next battle comes, you will not shake, you will not doubt, you will not retreat, because once you survive the fire, you stop fearing the heat. Remember this: comfort creates spectators, conflict creates champions, and the war you fight today is forging the legend you become tomorrow.